This story about umpire compensation, we waited to report. You might wonder why we didn't do it last night or this morning. It's because had we done it, we would have gotten the story wrong. This is why we wait and get and fact check, because we want to be right about this. We don't want to be irresponsible. So let's break it down. What are we doing about umpire compensation in 2020? That was the question asked by Ken Rosenthal during a story yesterday reporting that the union and MLB don't see eye to eye. There might be some feud developing. Well, it didn't take long to clear up because they reportedly have reached a deal just hours later. Let's break it down. $110,000 is the starting salary for a rookie umpire in full-time status with MLB. This is all base salary, doesn't include incentives, bonuses, nothing like that. The maximum is $432,000 for the most veteran people. You'll notice that's still less than the player's minimum, which is about $563. So that, in my new unit of measurement, is about 13 Kinsler fines below the player's amount. Just to put it in perspective, to set the table further, $12,000 is the licensing payment already paid to the umpires for 2020. $100 extra for spring training crew chiefs and for umpires working their 16th through 22nd spring training games, paid by the game. And that bonus also goes to crew chiefs during the actual regular season for their role as a crew chief. And you can be a backup crew chief and get that as long as you work as a crew chief on the field for that specific game. It's per game. $38,500. There it is. $38,500 postseason bonus for all staff umpires, regardless of whether you actually work the postseason, so the name could be confusing. It's kind of like a holiday or Christmas type of a bonus. Everyone gets it if you're on the staff at that time. But if you actually do work the postseason on the field, you get $13,200 for the wild card. You can see it right there. $22,000 for the division, $27,500 for the league championship, $31,350 for the World Series. Didn't put All-Star, that was an oversight. $500 is your per diem. Now, part of this deal that they're making with MLB specifically for 2020 is that $500 per diem goes down to $400, and they're trying to recoup that with hotel deals and reduced rates and things like that. And then what is being fully funded are like the health care benefits, the retirement contributions, $20,000 if you're under the old pension plan, $50,000 if you're under the new plan. A lot of people are vesting and becoming eligible for retirement now because they've been around for so long. Remember the 99 hiring spree, 2000s, etc. So let's break it down, because Bob Nightingale put out a tweet that said, oh yeah, they're going to reduce salaries by 30%, and then the AP completely contradicted what he said. So let's break down what the options were. First is MLB's what I call the nuclear proposal. The season will be canceled. Don't tell anyone, but the season could be canceled. If that happens, umpires would be paid 37.5% of their salaries. So they get January, February, March, April, and 50% of May. They've already gotten a third of their salaries, by the way. They've already gotten January, February. The thing only happened in mid-March. They only canceled spring training at that time. So if you earn $110,000 as the minimum, a rookie umpire in MLB, it's not really a rookie, it's a misnomer. A rookie full-timer, I should say. And you earn $110,000, canceled season under the proposal would be $41,250 in base pay. That is 37.5% of 110. For the full crew, like a Joe West type of person who's been there forever, $162,000 salary is what the league maximum earning umpire would get. For a salvage season, this is where the disagreement came in. MLB had proposed, we're going to prorate your yearly salary, because they pay 12 months out of the year. So we're going to prorate the entire year. So if you get $110,000, we're going to prorate it based on what we actually end up playing. So if we play only 50% of the season, we're going to prorate and give you 50% of your salary. You get $110,000 normally, you're getting $55,000 this year. On top of that $55,000, we are going to give you what's called a 27-day credit or a 15% spring training number 2 bonus to accommodate the weird stuff that's happening in 2020. So you're getting $55,000 plus the 15% calculated on the full income, calculated on that 110 base wage, which would total about $71,500 for 2020 if half a season gets played. So some of the umpires got together and said, why are we prorating what we already got paid? The January, February, March, and April, and so forth. Why are we prorating that part? Just prorate the actual remainder of the year, but leave what we already have alone. We don't want to get reduced stuff for the rest of the year because you're trying to prorate what you already paid us. That doesn't make any sense. So that's probably where the conflict came in. They came to an agreement, and so they avoided disaster, apparently. By comparison, because it can always get worse, minor league baseball. We talked about this story. Think about minor league baseball if you think that the MLB situation is bad. Think about how minor league baseball works. Minor league baseball initially said you have to pay back your advance per diems. Initially said you cannot apply for unemployment even though we're not going to pay you in April. And all sorts of manners of stupidity that fortunately got reversed. AMLU was negotiating, and fortunately just within actually a day of me reporting it, it had been reversed. AMLU was there, and suddenly, yeah, you can keep that money that we gave you, the advance per diems. We're going to pay you for the spring what you were originally scheduled for. And yes, we're going to waive the clause that says you can't apply for unemployment. You can apply for unemployment based on when you would normally expect to come to work for the season. So a full-time season person in the minors comes to the season on April 9th. There is no season. They can apply for unemployment starting on April 9th, which is funny, just as a quick sidebar, because many states have unemployment laws that say even if you're actually still on payroll, still an employee, you can apply for unemployment if you're not getting your full wages anyway, but the contract says that you can't do that, so the contract should supersede the state employment law. Anyway, I digress. But if you think that that's bad, it gets worse. Keep going down. I'm thinking of the college umpires, high school, and like the Little League guys, the rec people. That's where you're really suffering. Because there's this article on CBS, a Little League umpire by the name of Tim Brown from Cartersville, Georgia, who is reportedly living in his car because he not only lost his umpiring job, he lost his warehouse job as well. And the state unemployment office is doing who knows what with benefits that he supposedly should be getting. And so he's living in his car. And so when you think as an MLB umpire who's perchance earning the league minimum of $110,000 and is possibly only going to collect $41,250 of a base salary, not including any bonuses, incentives, healthcare, retirement contributions, etc. for the year, think it can always get worse because there are umpires much, much, much further down the chain who are living in the car. Anyway, closecallsports.com, Twitter and Facebook at Umpire Ejections. We'll see you on there. And yes, I am one of the umpires further down the chain, so I do have a personal story to bring in as well. And, well, anyway, keep things in perspective because, obviously, I have a fantastic set behind me, and I'm very thankful that I do. We'll see you on the site. Oh my gosh, I kind of buried the lead. We might not have replay this year. That's another story that we'll talk about at a later time. But yeah, that came out of this little negotiation as well. So much to talk about. Take care.